What's up, guys? Dirk here from Intelligent Cryptocurrency. Happy Saturday. It is the 26th of September, and in today's video, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, which actually just look at the charts and see if we can see anything where the direction is heading. You know, are we going to go down? Are we going to go up? And just also have a bit of a look at what has happened previously with the past cycles and just kind of project that forward, and I'll share some of my thoughts and insights into that. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Dirk. I cover things here, all things cryptocurrency. And if that's what you enjoy, without the hype, without the BS, without the shilling, then simply go ahead, click the subscription button below, click the notification bell when you do, so you do get my future updates. And just also, if you are new, every video, what I do is when the video gets 50 likes, 50, I give away $50 in Ethereum to a random commenter. So all you got to do is smash the like button, leave a comment below, and you might actually win the next draw. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to do the draw for the previous video so you can see who actually won. So let's dive over into some charts and let's look at what we can see from those charts. All right, so I've basically prepared the monthly chart here, and you see I've got a lot of lines and arrows, and I'm just going to explain this a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier when I do the work before I show it to you rather than do it in real time. But this is basically a monthly chart of Bitcoin. It's on the Bitstamp exchange. You can see it goes all the way back to just before 2016. So this is just over a 4-year period. Now, let's start out with the arrows. Okay, the arrows are the months of September. Okay, so you can see there's 5 of them here, and this is just to show you, and I'll actually head over in a second to an article that just shows the average returns for the months, but this shows you, okay, so this September was very barely green, this September was red, this September was red, this September was red, and so far this September is red. Now we still have 4 days to go, or I think 5, I'm not too sure. No, September has 30 days. So there's 4 days to go before the monthly candle closes. Now that is obviously going to be important to help determine what is going to happen for the next month. Okay, if this candle drops and we end up closing at low 10,000s, maybe even 9,000s, well then obviously short term does not look as good. Whereas if we can pull back and we can close above 11,000 or above 11,500 for the month, you know, in 4 days anything can happen. So we'll have to kind of see what happens there. Just heading over here to this article on Medium, and you can see over here it says on average November is the best performing month with an average gain of 60%, and September is the worst. So on average September is the worst month, as I've just shown you. Worst month, as I've just shown you, it is just negative. Okay, it's been negative the last pretty much 5 years. So you can see September is a horrible month, and then on average October and November tend to do better. So that is good to keep in mind. But just because this is the average and because November is on average the best performing month doesn't mean that, you know, it's a guarantee that November is going to be up. Because if we go and look here, you can see over here, November over here was also a big red month last year. And the month before it, or the year before it, sorry, also a big red month in November. Right? And over here, it was green. And over here it was green. So the last 2 years in the bear market, obviously that makes sense, but this big candle down was in November. That was in 2018, and then we had this one over here. So again, there's no guarantee that November is going to be a positive month, and that's what I'm saying. So my theory is that we could get an extended correction and possibly head lower for the next 2 months, so October, November, and then start a longer rally. So let's just look at some other things before I get into that, and the reason why I'm saying that is we have these levels here that are very important. So this is obviously the all-time high level over here at that spike from 2017. That is obviously the ultimate goal for the price to be able to get back up there once again. But I think this is a more important level around the 14,000, and I haven't put it very precise. It can move up and down a little bit. But you can see if you look at the monthly, the full bodies closed at this level, and the spike in 2019 hit that level. So this is a much more important level, not only to get back to, but also to break above. So I think if we can get above this, I think then the road up to the 20K is going to be much, much easier. Right now, there's still a lot of resistance over here. So we had 1, 2. The third touch, there's a chance that it's going to break. So at this next attempt up, it is very possible that we're going to break that 14,000 level. But the point is, or the question is right now, is what is going to happen right now? And I still think that I'll zoom into a shorter time frame now to explain it even more. But I think there's a good chance that we still head lower before making that attempt to the $14,000. Now, again, with technical analysis, it's just a matter of probabilities, and basically you set certain levels for yourself, and if it hits a level, that basically changes the direction of the trend. So yes, it can go up, yes, it can go down, but for now, I think unless it gets back above 11,100 and even 12,000, and I'll show you in the shorter term time frames why, I think there's still a good chance we are going to retest the structure. So you can see this was a massive triangle that we broke out of, and even though it looks like we've retested it, we haven't quite retested it yet. Okay, now it is completely possible that this has been the retest and it goes up from here. If that happens, then there's a lot of bullish momentum behind it, a lot of strength, and I think we can run up to 14K and beyond pretty quickly. Okay, if this is it, that would signify a lot of strength. But I think it's also possible to really touch this level over here around the 9,000 level, which would be a full retest. So that could happen either this month, or if the correction is longer, it could also happen next month, and we could potentially get something like that where we have that and then maybe bounce and then do something like that. That is also a possibility, and that's one I'm actually leaning towards right now. And one of the reasons also besides that, so let's actually get back to a bit of a smaller time frame. Let's go to the weekly. So this is the weekly chart, and I've also added the EMAs, the exponential moving averages, 20, 50, 100, 200. The blue over here is the 50. So that's what I'm saying. This blue 50 EMA on the weekly is approximately right at that retest level of that 9,000 and a retest of that structure. So besides the actual retest and the structure holding support, the 50 EMA would provide support as well. So what we've had with this move here above 2,000 is we've had this drop, but so far you can see that previous support is now acting as resistance to this point, which means that there is a very good possibility that it could continue lower. And that is why I'm saying unless we get back above, say, this 11,100 level over here, right? Unless we get back above this, and we have the ability to actually even go above this previous line, this 12,000, I still think the down scenario is more likely to play out. So that's basically when it comes to technical analysis, you know, people say like, hey, you know, you're not really saying anything, and you're saying it can go up and it can go down. Yes, sure. But basically what I'm saying here is this is a level that I'm watching. So until it breaks that level, my bias is to the downside, meaning I'm not going to be buying anytime until it gets above that level and it flips this level. Okay, so as long as it stays beneath it, I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to see if I indeed get this target, which means that instead of buying potentially at 10,700, you know, if it does test the 9,000 level, well, that just saves me, what, 15% or so, where I can just buy in cheaper. And then obviously if Bitcoin is going to drop, altcoins are also going to drop. So basically what it does, technical analysis, is it helps just give a guidance towards finding better entry points, just positionally. And if it does go up, you know, it's not a big deal. I have my long-term coins that I'm just holding, you know, that I'm not trading with. So if it does go up from here and I don't get a lower entry point to buy more, that's fine. You know, let it go up. No problem. Please send it to 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. I have no problem with that. But for now, I think maybe this is a more likely scenario. Also combine that with the fact that there was just way too much hype these last couple of weeks, especially in the DeFi space. There was just downright scams just coming out of the woodworks like crazy with these food-based DeFi themes and things going up 100% in a day and then dropping 99% the next day. It's just been too crazy. So I feel like a bit of an extended correction, you know, for another few weeks, maybe until November, would really help bring that back down to earth and just kind of, you know, rinse the space a little bit, cleanse out all the garbage, and then really get to a point where from there we can start the next run up. Now, going back to the monthly chart real quick, you can see I have these 4 vertical lines over here. So this one is approximately the halving in 2016, and this is the halving that we just had in May this year. And what I wanted to do here is take the period of 1 year out. Okay, let me get rid of these, make it a little bit cleaner. We take 1 year out, the same distance, to see what the price did there, and then kind of project that forward to what could potentially the price be in May next year, which is at this point it's about 8 months out, to kind of see, you know, what is the possibility. So let's just do this real quick. So over here in about in the halving in 2016, again this is rough, it's not super exact, but you can see over here. So in the period of 1 year, we're basically 400% higher. Okay, 1 year later. And what's important to understand also is that at this point we are far beyond the previous all-time high, which was about $1,300. Okay, so you can see at this point, let's just say it was roughly almost $2,800 a year later. That is almost, that's pretty much more than double the all-time high. That's what happened in the last cycle. Now, obviously, for that to happen, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, the cycles are different. The cycles, every cycle, the exponential upside becomes shorter. So far, at least, we had the first cycle, which was the biggest. Second cycle, which was smaller. Third cycle, which was even smaller. So it's more likely that this next cycle is going to be smaller in percentage terms. So, you know, I think the last cycle it did something like a 33x from date of halving to the peak. So we can actually check that. So let's see over here from the date of the halving up to about here. I mean, I'm not super accurate with this. So you can see 29x. I think it was about 33x the last cycle. So I don't think we're going to get a 33x. A 33x from the point of halving would be 330,000. Some people say it is possible. It's going to depend a lot on the actual value of the dollar. If the dollar is going to absolutely devalue because of all the currency printing, then maybe that is possible. But, you know, maybe we get a 10 or a 20x. But even a 10x from the date of halving would be $100,000 per Bitcoin, which obviously would be a huge, huge gain. And imagine if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, what is Ethereum going to do, and what are the other altcoins going to do? They're probably going to do many, many multiples of that, which obviously for anyone holding coins that long is going to be very beneficial, only if you cash out though. Remember, you got to cash out, and I do have a cash out strategy. If you haven't looked at it, I do have a video, I'll link to it up here. So look, in 1 year from now, where's the price going to be? And who knows? I mean, it's just really a guess and a prediction. But if you're looking at this, do I think we're going to be at all-time high in May next year? It's possible. I mean, if you look at this move up over here, look, this went from 3,000 to just over 13,000, $10,000 move. I mean, we've got 8 months, and this happened in 5 months. So if this move repeats, yes, we would be at over $20,000. So it is possible by May next year to be able to be at the all-time high. Whether or not it will happen, of course, that remains to be seen. I mean, anything is possible. We could also just go sideways, and we could end up maybe only at 14,000, or maybe, you know, anything is possible, really. So we'll have to see. But it is not impossible for it to be back at the all-time high 1 year after the halving. Okay, do I think we're going to be in the same position as the last cycle, where it's going to be double at $40,000? I think highly unlikely. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because, you know, nothing is impossible, but I don't think it's likely. But hopefully it's going to be somewhere in this area over here. But again, you never know. Who knows? Maybe it just continues going sideways here for another 8 months, and only then does it start to go up. Okay, so anything is possible. In terms of cycle peaks, you can see over here 12 to 18 months for the previous cycle peaks. So if we're looking at 18 months, that means by the end, let me make another vertical line over here. If cycles were to repeat, are we really going to end up over here at the end of 2021 at $100,000? I mean, sure, it might be possible. It would be absolutely nuts, but I mean, we've seen what has happened this year. Can it happen? I don't know. Maybe it'll take longer. Maybe it'll take till 2023, and then it's got a longer path to get there. Who knows? So again, long-term price predictions, who knows what is going to happen. I do think in the short term, we are looking at potentially a longer correction. That's my bias towards maybe November or so, and then start to go up from December onwards, and hopefully hit that 14,000, maybe higher, by May next year. That would be the ideal scenario. But again, we have 4 days left of this month, so let's see where the monthly candle closes. I would say if we get a close above 11,500, that would be very, very bullish. And then we're probably not going to get that extended correction. However, if we close below 11,000 or maybe even below 10,000, well, then I think we do have a bit longer to go before we can start moving higher. Now, in the meantime, there is so much positive stuff happening for the entire cryptocurrency space. And I know you might be tired of hearing that for the last 3 years. Like, oh, they're building and institutional money is coming and it's coming. It's happening, okay? Institutions are positioning themselves. The smart money is positioning themselves. It's just nonstop article after data, after investment. You can see over here, total stablecoin market cap hits 20 billion. So there's a huge difference between already what was in the peak of 2017 versus now. How much money is sitting there in stable coins, and that is all a real fiat value. Okay, it's not market cap value, which isn't, if you have a 300 billion market cap, doesn't mean there's 300 billion of real money. 20 billion in stable coins means there's actually 20 billion of real money that is sitting there that could potentially flow into the market, sorry. And what is going to happen if 20 billion starts flowing into the markets, right? That could really pump. And I think, personally, I have a theory that this is basically preparing for a huge bull market. All this capital just sitting there that's going to be able to flood into the markets and really pump Bitcoin and other cryptos sky high once it starts going. When that is going to be, I don't know. And by the way, now that we're talking about Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter. It's at DirkCryptoDiggy. The link will be in the description below this video. You can see just over here, just got some articles for you showing it's just non-stop these last few weeks. Crypto exchange Gemini launches in the UK. So the exchange and custodian Gemini has launched in the UK as part of its global expansion plans. Robinhood, popular trading app, takes over 600 million in extended funding round to build it out. Crypto hedge fund looks for 50 million to buy DeFi tokens amid market pullback. RockX launches 20 million investment program for the Polkadot ecosystem. CoinDesk, Bitcoin financial services firm Unchained Capital has released an advanced business account specifically targeting firms that want to hold BTC in reserve as a treasury asset. Canada's first regulated crypto exchange, Wealthsimple Crypto, goes live. This is by Winklevoss Brothers, founded Gemini. They powered the first regulated crypto exchange in Canada. In Brazil, the Brazilian fund manager and Nasdaq to launch the world's first Bitcoin ETF. Here in the US banks can hold reserve funds for stablecoin issuers, says federal regulator. And then this one, crypto exchange Bitflyer Europe links up with PayPal, enabling account deposits with euros. So you can see, even just from those headlines, it's just non-stop expansion and investment and expansion and investment. This is just massively building the infrastructure. And we're getting to a point where banks, even Kraken recently, became the first bank to be able to deal with crypto. Let me not misspeak that. So even Kraken, big cryptocurrency exchange, they received a unique charter to operate as a bank in the US. So non-stop, this expansion is happening. The banks are getting involved. PayPal is getting involved. Big companies. MicroStrategy, publicly listed company on the Nasdaq, bought $400 million worth of Bitcoin. Billionaires are getting involved. Funds are getting involved. Investment is flowing into the space. And we don't know how long that is going to take. Okay, we don't know whether that's going to take another 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. But just logically speaking, all this money flowing into the space, all this infrastructure being built, what are the chances of that all happening and the cryptocurrency or digital asset space not becoming much bigger, and obviously a lot more money flowing into the crypto space, which means Bitcoin and other cryptos should pump much higher. And again, we don't know how long that's going to take. I would love for it to happen, in the next 6 months, but maybe it's going to take another 12 months or 24 months or 36 months. All I know is that just using very basic logic without knowing anything, if this much money is flooding into investments and infrastructure and it's being built and banks are getting the licenses to be able to push this to their customers and hold the funds on behalf of their customers, it's a 300 billion market cap roughly right now. That can go to 3 trillion, it can go to 5 trillion, it could go to 10 trillion. And even if it takes several years, being early and just being patient and holding that out and being able to get potentially massive gains, this is something that can set you up for life, even with small amounts. We've seen it already with with the cryptocurrency Lend, even this year, right? How in the period of 1 year, it went from half a cent to 90 cents. I think it went about 200x, which means if you'd put in $5,000, it could have turned into $1,000,000. And that was one example with Lend. I think that's going to happen many times over with different cryptocurrencies over the coming years. But you don't know when it's going to happen. And if you wait till it starts happening, it's already going to be too late to position yourself, right? So we're still early. A lot of stuff is happening. Just wanted to share that with you, and that is pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this episode, then make sure to subscribe to the channel below, click the notification bell so you do get future updates. Make sure to smash the like button and leave a comment. You'll stand a chance to win $50 in Ethereum. And if you do want to learn more about cryptocurrency, I do have a complete guide. I have courses, I have a whole education program, and a community all wrapped into one membership that I call Intelligent Cryptocurrency. So you can go to intelligentcryptocurrency.com to be able to learn more. There's also the first link in the description. And in there, I help you get up to speed about cryptocurrency. I help you understand how it works, where to buy it, how to buy it. Every single month, I publish a new newsletter with research and insights into the market. So if you don't have time to research all this stuff yourself, because I spend hours and hours and hours every single day looking at the stuff and reading and researching, put all of that into a newsletter every single month and basically hand it to you on a silver platter. I've got a Bitcoin for Beginners course, which is an 18-lesson course teaching you everything about Bitcoin, getting you up to speed to be able to learn how to buy it, where to sell it, how to store it, all that kind of stuff. I've got a complete course, 20 lessons about technical analysis and trading, how to read charts, money management, risk management. But above all, the biggest benefit of being an intelligent cryptocurrency is the fact that you can get your questions answered. We have a private chat group and community where you have direct access to myself and all the other members all around the world who are invested in cryptocurrency and real estate and stocks. And basically, this is a place where you can just go to get more information, to ask questions, to bounce ideas, to make friends, to just, everything is there. And that alone is worth much more than the cost to join, in my opinion. So again, if you are interested in learning more, just simply go to intelligentcryptocurrency.com. The link is in the description below. You can sign up. There's a full money back guarantee, so you can come and try it risk-free. I would love to have you. And as promised, let me just do the lucky draw for the previous video, which was the Icon ICX staking tutorial. 53 likes. Thanks for the support, guys. Let's get this video today up to 100 likes. But for the last one, let's put that URL in here. So as always, I just let this randomizer pick the winner. You can see over here, it got the comment. We basically click on start. Who is the winner going to be? Mr. Pinkman. So congratulations for winning $50 worth of Ethereum. And you can see I left a comment. So congrats on winning the $50 worth of Ethereum. Please email your ETH address to the email and leave your 4 digits over here so I can confirm it's you. So if you want to be eligible to win $50 in Ethereum for this video, for this lucky draw, all you got to do is smash the like button and leave a comment. And if you do leave a comment, let me know your thoughts about Bitcoin's price. What is your prediction? What do you think Bitcoin is going to be in May 2021? Where are we going to be at? And maybe I'll do something fun where I'll look back on this video also, and the person who was the closest, maybe I'll do something special for you in May 2021. When we can see who was the most accurate. So that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.